So we've witnessed an amazing change of heart and a change of mind. Let me just play Bill Gates and what he is saying as he's getting ready for, what is it, COP 26? COP 30? I don't know what COP we're up to, but here he is. Listen.
Climate is a super important problem.
Uh-huh.
There's enough innovation here to avoid super bad outcomes.
Oh.
We won't achieve our best goal, the 1.5 or even the 2 degrees. And as we go about trying to minimize that, we have to frame it in terms of overall human welfare, not just everything should be solely for climate. I'd say...
Can we stop? Can we stop? Can we stop? Can we stop?
Innovative thinking.
Wow, that is exactly what we have been saying the whole time. You can't make it all about the planet and nothing else. You cannot do things that will harm humankind to save the planet. And we will innovate our way out of this. Stop trying to degrowth everything. But that wasn't Bill Gates. That wasn't what he was saying. No. This is new for him now. All right, go ahead. Next.
I'd say wasn't the goal here to improve human lives?
Oh,
and shouldn't we, in our awareness of how little generosity there is to help, measure, should we get them a measles vaccine or should we do some climate related activity? And if we stop funding all vaccines and that, saved you 0.1 degree, would that be a smart trade-off?
He's one guy who I think has not had enough vaccines. I'd like to get him as many vaccines as he could possibly ever need. This is the narrative flipping here, okay? The man who told us the sky was falling, now says, the sun might stay up after all. I don't know. No, and if you don't think he was the guy who's saying the sky is falling, he's the guy who once back spraying dust into the stratosphere. Okay? He built his reputation as one of the guardians of the civilization end times. He's now saying, relax, we're going to live. Okay? Relax. We need to focus on some other things. This is Bill Gates today? Could we rewind just a bit? Because it was Bill Gates just a few years ago. He was all in on the idea that climate change might end civilization. In 2021, he wrote a book, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. And he said we have to get to zero emissions. Remember? We need a breakthrough technology in clean steel and cement and power and innovation. It's the only way we can get to net zero. Now he's saying we're never going to get there. No kidding. Really? But he backed at that time research into what is called solar geoengineering. And I remember talking about it at the time going, can we not follow Bill Gates on this? His idea was we're going to put particles or dust into the stratosphere, and it's going to reflect sunlight. And so all the sunlight won't actually hit the planet, and so it will cool the planet. Now, if that doesn't sound like a crazy-ass idea, if that doesn't sound like maybe something that you only do if the whole world is going to die if you don't do it, what is? By the way, this was funded in part by the Gates Foundation. Now, fast forward to today. Climate change is serious, but it's really only going to hit the world's poorest. Oh. Only the poorest. Okay. Yeah, but it's not going to cause humanity's demise. I thought we only had, two more years. Every 2 years, they say. We only have 2 more years to stop this or we're all going to die. He says that's a distraction. Really? Where were you? Where were you, Bill, when they were destroying careers? When they were saying climate deniers, which you now are, because you're saying exactly what I have said the entire time. You're now a climate denier. Where were you? Where were you with this point of view when climate deniers, we were told that maybe we should round them up and put them in jail? No, we need a strategic pivot. Invest in vaccines. You know what? No more. Can we please, for the love of Pete, have some common sense? Can we please keep Bill Gates away from vaccines? Poverty reduction, human welfare, adaptation, rather than pouring every dollar we have into emission targets, and temperature tab hopes, because they're not going to happen. So what changed? This is the important part of this story. Why? Why did he change all of a sudden? Now, I've got a couple of theories here. He himself, the Grinch, wrote, "From the standpoint of improving lives, using more energy is a good thing." Wait, what? Using more energy is a good thing? I thought that was going to kill all of us. That's why you and all of your cronies, all of your buddies, all of the people that are running all the banks said you were not going to make loans for anybody who is building anything but solar power. And now you're like, we got to stay away from solar power. It's not ready. Really? Well, energy is so closely correlated with economic growth. No. Just pause for a second. Lord, please make me a more peaceful man. I know it's Bill Gates, but please soften my heart. We live in a world that is racing towards AI, quantum computing, which I believe Bill Gates is leading the way on quantum computing. Massive data centers, which I believe he is running headlong into. Did I mention AI? Guess who his partner is? ChatGPT. Now, this is all huge infrastructure that eats all kinds of energy, fossil, renewable. If he could pull the sun down and actually put it into a little box so it could run his server farm only and we'd all freeze to death, believe me, he'd be for it. The more the digital future looms in front of us, the more it costs to sustain. Okay. So did he just suddenly, this genius of the world, did he just suddenly realize, hey, I've been wrong this whole time, and all those people I called climate deniers were right? There's a better way to go about this. Maybe we shouldn't have scared every little person, every child from a future. Maybe we shouldn't have been teaching them, you don't have a future, you're all going to die in a fiery flood. Maybe we shouldn't have taught our children, there's no reason to have children. Why bring children into a world where we're all going to die of a fiery flood? So now we're going to not save the planet. We're going to improve human lives in a warming world. Huh. So in other words, what you're saying is no more massive investments that will cripple the economies of the world and the West. Why? Now, call me a cynic, but he knew all of this before. The one thing that has changed, the one new piece that has just been put onto the table, is Donald Trump won. And Donald Trump is dismantling his global dream. Donald Trump is taking apart the World Economic Forum and the United Nations and all of these things that he was for. He's got us out of all of the global warming scam. So he knows he can't go there. And quite honestly, because he didn't know that Donald Trump was going to win, because he most likely thought there's no way that America will ever do that, his capture of the governments of the world, this global governance that was planned by the World Economic Forum and the UN and their sustainable goals with the money from Bill and Melinda Gates, because that failed and now is being dismantled, he needs another plan. Because if we could have captured it, we could have kept all of you stupid, useless eaters from getting in the way of what we need to do. But now we got to keep you guys going too. So I need the energy, and I'm not going to be in with the government being able just to get all the energy and just say, well, you little people, it doesn't matter if you die because we're saving the world. He doesn't have that luxury anymore. Now he's got to work in the framework of a new world being designed by Donald Trump. So now, maybe we should be more reasonable on this global warming thing. Believe me, if Donald Trump dropped dead of a heart attack today and J.D. Vance came in and he was all in on the global warming, I guarantee you that Bill Gates would be saying tomorrow, you know what, I had an aneurysm the other day. I don't know what happened. I was talking nonsense, but they fixed it. Those who said that we were all going to die, those who said you need to dismiss all of the dissenting voices, those who said all of the science is settled, this is the only way, all of those people should be gravely discredited now. You don't get to shrug and walk away and go, yeah, you know what? You weren't like a Channel 7 weatherman who got on Tuesday and said, you know what, we're going to have some rain. And then it was sunny, and you get on and go, you know what, I was wrong. And then you just keep going. No, you don't get that. This wasn't, I called it the wrong way. This was, you were spending us into oblivion. You were destroying the Western way of life. You were scaring our children. You told us we're all going to die. And now you have the balls to just casually reverse yourself and say, no, but you should listen to me this time. No, we should not listen to him. We should not listen to any of these people. They have been designing a steel cage for anybody who is not in their class. No. The world changed, and so he has changed because he's got to navigate in this new world. The stakes are high, but, well, the story is a little different now. But the role of power and money and tech and global elites, it's still there. It's still there. My question is, do you believe that your future should be shaped by these people or not? I think the answer is pretty clear. I mean, let me just say this to you. You wouldn't have had to deal with Greta all of these years if it wasn't for Bill and Melinda Gates and their stupid foundation. No Greta in your life. You would have never known her. She would have gone to school. Who knows? She could have been a scientist. God help us. No, Bill, no. I don't give you a pass. And stay the hell away from my children with your vaccines.